Hey guys, I just want to make a quick video on semen retention and just some of my thoughts that I have on it because just recently it's been on my mind because mainly because a couple, like a week ago or whatever, you guys kind of know if you're tuned in on a regular basis that my husband and I had a great night, and then it was quite the struggle like the next couple days, and obviously we have that dopamine refractory period. So semen retention, I just found it to be so interesting to me that a lot of men do it to improve their life in general, which I think is really fascinating. And if you have any insightful things, please pop it in the comments. But I was like, wow, I had no idea this was like a big thing that a lot of men do, like that are professional athletes, that basically talk about, like, these guys that do this basically talk about like the supreme benefits of not like masturbating and not obviously finishing with their wives and stuff like that. And I just found it to be so beautiful that they kind of like talk, some of the videos and or research that I was watching and or reading was about how men will basically have their best selves when they don't emit that energy. And I thought, wow, this is like incredible. This is something that I probably should do a deep dive on women with, because it's like very interesting. Like, you emit your energy. So I'm going to tell you that there was a lull like a while back, and I was actually doing some different things with my life where I was trying to really work on my inner self, working on nutrition a bit too, and like just trying to get in better shape because I wanted to be really attractive to my husband. And after 4 kids, you kind of just have this moment where you're just like, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to be young forever. Not that I'm even young now. Like, I'm going to be 40 next year. And I just feel like I really need to be on top of this stuff. And now my husband is so nice and sweet. He does not even, like, he says, you don't need to get your nails done. You don't need to get your hair done. You don't need to do anything. Don't wear makeup, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, but I'm a girl and like, I want to look girly, and some of it's for myself, but also like, he doesn't probably realize what all girls do to look even naturally beautiful, right? Oh gosh, give a thumbs up if you can relate. But there is a lot of stuff that we have to do to like not look like we don't care or like we don't take care of ourselves. So anyway, so I was kind of going on my own path that way. And I was like, we were both so busy, so we were not being intimate as often as possible. And we were doing obviously Carezza, but I'm telling you, my ability to think was like through the roof, like no brain fog, nothing. Like, I wasn't having a lot of bread. I wasn't having, like, dairy was like a big one for me. I'm starting to notice was like not good. And mainly what took me down this path is, one of my kids has, some issues with like dairy and bread and stuff like that. And I was like, if this helps him, like maybe I should try it too, right? Like, if this is something that might help in general, like it's something healthy. And so I started doing that, and I've lost weight, and I've lost my brain fog. Like, that was like the biggest one. Of course, I like to be in shape, obviously to look good and feel good, but the brain fog was like the biggest seller for me. Like, I would eat such garbage, like just such garbage. Anyway, so long story short, I'm kind of just like using this as my own example of semen retention in my own way, because I was not climaxing and I was not eating garbage food, which means I was keeping some sort of like wonderful level of like dopamine, and I wasn't overexerting myself to where it was like, overusing like the dopamine to where I was just like reaching for the next cookie to get that high, or, tons of excessive caffeine or whatever, or like sex, right? So I have to say the semen retention, like if I'm, maybe a lot of you guys that watch my videos, maybe you guys are already doing that, but like, it's very interesting that some of the stuff that I've heard is that like your energy and your ability to think is like through the roof, which is really beautiful, really, really beautiful. So with me, I actually started having like these like, this is going to sound so cheesy, but existential type of thought process. Like I was starting to think bigger than myself, like completely bigger than my family, my extended family, like where I live, my career choices, everything. Like I was looking, it was almost like my energy level was so like piercing precise at whatever I was thinking about that it was really just like it knew no bounds. And there was this one girl that I had run into, and she ran into me a month prior to just starting what I was doing. Like I was not climaxing and I was eating healthier. And she literally was like, "You look fabulous." And like, she's like a person where you can tell if she's like BSing. And she was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're glowing. You know, you've lost weight. You look wonderful." Like, and then I had this conversation with her where I was talking to her and giving her my personal experience on advice about something completely not related. And I was telling her all the things, and I could actually recall all of the facts that I was trying to relay to her. You know, and she was like, "Oh my God, you are so smart." And I was like thinking like, wow, like, because usually a lot of the time when I am talking, I don't get out all my thoughts that I want to get out. And I also stumble over my words, and I have problems recalling these things. So the things that I want to say, or like the facts that I want to reference, and it was flowing. It was flowing. And, you know, there is a video that I watched about a pastor who was talking to a group of young men, and he was talking about how, you know, by emitting these, like, you know, obviously climax and like semen emission, right? That you're basically giving your energy away. And I am so on board with this. Like, I know that, you know, my husband always wants to help me finish whatever. No. And we all know, right? You know, my experience and you know what I promote, which is Karatza. And like, sometimes it doesn't happen like all the time because we just love each other so much, right? And so yeah, I'm not perfect, right? We're not perfect. All of us are not perfect. So, but what I will say is there are all of those benefits are there. Semen retention, and I think orgasmic climaxing for women. If you stop doing it, if you don't masturbate, if you don't finish with your wife or significant other or whatever, there are serious benefits, like your brain benefits, we'll just say. Like, and like you keep a level experience of dopamine. So I wanted to make like a 4-minute video, but it turned into an 8-minute video. Surprise, surprise. Maybe I just need to get out of this refractory period. I still consider refractory period from our mistakes a couple, like last week. So hopefully I can bring it back and be much more sharp and precise for everybody. But I just want to share that with you because I think that if you guys are on that type of program, kudos to you, man. I get it. And it's beautiful, and your energy is going to just shine. So cool. I hope to update you, and I hope to be more sharp the next video I do. And then that way you guys can compare notes as well and just see maybe, okay, like this, she's thinking clearer, she's getting her points out faster, stronger, rather than turning a 4-minute video into an 8-minute video, right? So I hope you guys have a great week. Happy Sunday.